Okay, let us start today. So like in the last lecture, I told you that this is basically a research topic. So it is not about the existing algorithms and how we can solve our problems using those existing algorithms. This is all about research where we are able to prove our new algorithms that they belong to a particular class of computability. So before we go further, I would like to discuss where we were in the last lecture. So in the last lecture, we showed this one pictorial representation. This is the category of certain NP hard problem. This is NP problems. This is NP complete problems, and this is certain polynomial problems. And there are two steps towards the research when you're designing a new algorithm. It is obviously not possible to write a deterministic algorithm which can be solved in polynomial time. So you are left with two things. One is if it is possible for you to write a non-deterministic algorithm for a problem that can be solved in polynomial time. We already know what is a non-deterministic algorithm. And the second method is, can we prove the computability of a problem can be converted into an already existing algorithm? And that's the topic of the day. This is called showing some kind of a relationship. This is showing some kind of a relationship between an already existing algorithm which belong to some class, say C, and this is your new algorithm. There is no need to do find a solution for every type of a new problem. There is no need to prove that it belongs to some particular class. If we can prove that there is a relationship between this new problem and an already existing problem, that means this new algorithm can be solved using an already existing algorithm paradigm. If we can do that, that means this problem can also be solved using the same algorithm. There is no need to write a new algorithm for the problem. Here I have written new algorithm. It should have been new problem. So there is no need to write an algorithm for this new problem, because we are able to show that there is a relation between the new problem and an already existing problem, and we can use that particular algorithm to solve this new problem as well. That is what basically we are going to try today. Okay, next thing of what is still expected to come in this lecture. How do we prove that a problem, which is a new one, is same or relatable to existing problem. The concept that we are going to follow is called a reduction. If can we reduce a problem A to problem B? Is it possible to reduce a problem A to problem B? If it is possible, then we say that there is a relationship between the two. So the first topic of the day that we are going to do is we are going to try and understand what do we mean by a reduction. Okay, so that is right. So we will be able to do that. We will study how a problem is can be reduced to another problem. Second thing that we are going to study is a special set of problem that is called satisfiability. That is Boolean satisfiability problem. That is called a SAT problem. Now this is basically the first NP complete problem, which was proved to be a NP complete problem by some researcher named Cook. Now, why is this problem very important? Because our idea is to prove that the problems in the NP space, the problem in the NP space are NP complete. So what is our objective? Our objective is to prove that the problems in the NP space are NP complete. And already Cook has proved that SAT is NP complete. So what's the idea? What's the benefit of this? What did we achieve, or what did Cook achieve? What's the benefit to the computing society that SAT is NP complete is that if we can reduce some problem or prove the similarity between any problem to SAT, it means that new problem is also NP complete. And we want to just prove that whenever we design a new problem, our first step is to prove that it is a NP complete problem. That means it is NP hard. Obviously, the new problem, they all belong to the NP hard. So from there we enter the NP space. So NP space, we want to prove that all problems in the NP space are NP complete. And because Cook has proved that SAT is the NP complete problem, so basically what we want is, if it is possible for us to reduce our problem to SAT, that means it is also a NP complete problem. This kind of you can say relationship is called the transitive relationship. I hope you have heard of this term, transitive relationship. If A is reducible to B and B is reducible to C, that means A and C, they both belong to the same class. I repeat, if A can be reduced to B and B can be reduced to C, that automatically means that A can also be reduced to C. And the last thing before which we are going to start with the detail is that what's the benefit of proving the reduction? The benefit of proving the reduction is that if we already have a problem and we have defined the hardness of the problem. What is the hardness of a problem? The hardness of a problem means the higher bound on the complexity in terms of everything, generally in terms of time or space or other resources. So hardness of a algorithm is the amount of time it could take, space, resources, and anything. And if we are able to prove that A can be reduced to B, which naturally means that A is not harder or not, you can say, not more complex than B, isn't it? So this is the whole idea. I hope things are slightly, you are getting familiar with this thing, and now we will see what is reduction. सबसे पहले हम क्या देखेंगे कि reduction किसे कहते हैं. So for that, I am going to share this particular slide, this particular window, as you can see. Reduction, reducibility, why we do reduction basically shows the conversion of one problem into another problem. Keep one thing in mind. The whole idea is to prove that the deterministic or non-deterministic. Now we are talking about non-deterministic only. We have to prove that the conversion means the conversion of a problem A into problem B should take polynomial time. And B, we have an algorithm to solve B in polynomial time. Why do we want to prove that A can be reduced to B? The simple thing is because B has an algorithm which generally would be a non-deterministic algorithm. So B is a set of a problem for which we have a non-deterministic algorithm which can be solved in polynomial time. And we have a new problem called A, and how to prove that this can also be solved in polynomial time through a non-deterministic is if we can reduce this problem to B. That means this algorithm can also be used to solve A, and we already know that it is a non-deterministic algorithm which takes polynomial time. So hence there is no need to prove that A also is going to take the polynomial time. Okay, so that is one thing. But how much time will it take for us to convert or to reduce the problem A to B? That should also be polynomial. There is no benefit of proving that A is reducible to some problem B, which can be solved in polynomial time, if the conversion from A to B, अगर A to B conversion ही non polynomial time ले ले तो फिर हमारा कोई फायदा नहीं. So that means both means both the conversion and the time taken by some algorithm to solve B should be P time. Okay, and how we are going to achieve that, and what is that concept called? That concept is called reduction. So what is reduction? So reduction is basically a concept by which we can reduce a problem A to problem B such that, or if and only if, A can be solved by a deterministic polynomial algorithm using a deterministic algorithm that solves B in polynomial time. तो हम लोग तभी कर सकते हैं कि जब एक A to B can be solved in polynomial, non-deterministic polynomial time, and that same algorithm can be used to solve A as well. What does the author has to say about this? Reduction का meaning क्या है? What is the meaning of reduction? Please concentrate. What is the meaning of reduction? Reduction of an algorithm is for transforming one problem into another problem. That is one basic thing. I'll highlight this as red. We want to transform one problem into another. How do we do that? A sufficiently efficient reduction from one problem to another may be used to show. Why do we want to do that? Second problem is at least as difficult as the first one. और इसका दूसरा मीनिंग क्या है? The second problem is not hard than the, or the first problem is not hard than the second problem. So that is it. हमने रिडक्शन क्यों परफॉर्म किया है? सो दैट वी कैन प्रूव दैट इफ द सेकंड प्रॉब्लम कैन बी सॉल्व्ड इन सच कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी, देन द फर्स्ट प्रॉब्लम विल आल्सो बी सॉल्व्ड इन द सेम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी. Intuitively, problem A is reducible to problem B. How? If an algorithm for solving problem B effectively. देखिए वही बात आ गई है कि हमने A से A को रिड्यूस क्यों किया B में. मैं आपको पहले एक चीज क्लियर कर देना चाहता हूँ, रिड्यूस का मतलब उसको ब्रेक करना या उसको शॉर्ट करना नहीं है. तो प्लीज डू नॉट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड बाय द वर्ड रिड्यूस. रिड्यूस का मतलब शॉर्ट करना नहीं है, उसको रिड्यूस का मतलब है सिर्फ ट्रांसफॉर्म. तो इफ एन एल्गोरिथम फॉर सॉल्विंग प्रॉब्लम बी इफेक्टिवली could also be used as a subroutine to solve the problem A effectively. हमने A to B रिड्यूस इसलिए किया है ताकि हम लोग उस एल्गोरिदम को यूज कर सकें जो B को सॉल्व करती है टू सॉल्व A also. जब ये ट्रू होता है, when this is true, solving A cannot be harder than solving B. ये हम लोग पहले भी कर चुके हैं, लेकिन मैं नोट्स में हाईलाइट करता जा रहा हूं कि जो भी मैंने बोला है वो नोट्स में कहाँ है. यानी अगर A को रिड्यूस कर दिया B में, तो A विल नॉट टेक मोर टाइम देन सॉल्विंग B. एंड देन द फर्स्ट प्रॉब्लम कैन बी सॉल्व बाय ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग और रिड्यूसिंग इट टू. हमने रिड्यूस किस चीज में करना है? टू द इनपुट्स फॉर द सेकंड प्रॉब्लम. सो दैट मीन्स हमने उसको रिड्यूस करना है टू द इनपुट्स फॉर द सेकंड प्रॉब्लम एंड कॉलिंग द सब रूटीन्स वन और मोर टाइम. मीन्स आप वन टाइम में भी कर सकते हैं एंड उसको रिकर्सिवली मोर देन वन टाइम भी कॉल कर सकते हैं. अब फायदा क्या है? फायदा तब है if the both the time required for transformation and the time to solve the problem or to call the subroutine is polynomial. दोनों टाइम पॉलिनोमियल होने चाहिए, ये भी मैं आपको पहले बता चुका हूं. कौन कौन से दोनों टाइम? ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन टाइम, दैट इज द रिडक्शन और कन्वर्जन टाइम, प्लस द टाइम्स टू कॉल द सबरूटीन इज पॉलिनोमियल. ओके. How many types of reductions we have? We have three types of reductions: many one reductions, truth table reductions, and the Turing reductions. इसमें से जो बहुत ही जनरल रिडक्शन है और जिसके ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा रिस्ट्रिक्शंस है वो भी मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. जो आपका ट्यूरिंग मशीन रिडक्शंस हैं, these are very general with less restrictions, whereas many to one is the restrictive. Restrictive का मतलब है how many times we can call the subroutine. Turing machine, अब आपको मैं ये समझाऊं कि Turing machine क्या है is beyond the scope of this lecture, so I am not going to explain what is Turing machine. सिर्फ आपको इतना बता सकता हूं कि Turing machine is used in the computing to know whether if for a given input, अगर Turing machine को कोई given input दिया जाता है, whether that input is acceptable or not. मतलब वो input हमें final answer की तरफ लेकर जाता है या नहीं. For example, if we want to find whether the given string is palindrome or not, हम लोग उसके लिए Turing machine बना सकते हैं. ओके. इसमें गिवन सेट ऑफ स्टेट्स होती हैं. हम लोग इनिशियल स्टेट से स्टार्ट करते हैं और फिर हम लोग उसको इनपुट देते हैं वन बाय वन. द टोटल स्ट्रिंग इज गिवन एज इनपुट. फिर हम लोग इनिशियल स्टेट से इंटरमीडिएट स्टेट्स में ट्रांसफर होते रहते हैं एंड देन जब पूरा का पूरा स्ट्रिंग जो है वो इनपुट हो जाता है, then we check whether we are in the final state or not. If we are in the final state, means this string is palindrome, otherwise this string is not palindrome. But it is not possible for me to explain what exactly is Turing machine, लेकिन मैं आपको इतना बता सकता हूँ कि there are three types of reductions that we are going to follow. मैनी वन, ट्रुथ टेबल एंड ट्यूरिंग। अब हम इनकी सिर्फ बेसिक डेफिनेशन करेंगे। व्हाट इज दिस? मैनी वन रिडक्शन क्या होता है? A polynomial time many one reduction of problem A to problem B, which is a decision problem. Please concentrate on this very important thing, that we are only considering the decision problem at the time. Decision problems वो होती हैं जिनका आउटपुट जनरली यस या नो होता है। जैसे नैपसैक में ये आना चाहिए या नहीं आना चाहिए, तो टोटल वैल्यू क्या होगी? दैट इज ऑप्टिमाइजेशन। लेकिन उसकी सब प्रॉब्लम यस या नो है कि क्या मैं इस बैग को डाल सकता हूं या नहीं डाल सकता हूं। सो what is polynomial time many one reduction? Polynomial time many one reduction is a polynomial time algorithm for transferring inputs to problem A into inputs to problem B. That means we want to transfer the inputs to problem A into the inputs to problem B such that transformed problem has the same output as the original problem. As simple as that. What we want to transform is inputs to A into inputs to B and check if we are getting the same output or not. That can also be done for the instance of problem A and instance of problem B, which is known as one input. Okay, and collective inputs will be all inputs. Second is truth table reduction. ट्रुथ टेबल एक स्पेशल टेबल होता है जिसमें हम लोग कॉलम्स और रोज लेते हैं सेम, एंड देन वी सी वेदर दे आर एक्सेप्टेबल और नॉट। तो सेकंड टाइप ऑफ रिडक्शन इज बेस्ड अपॉन अ ट्रुथ टेबल रिडक्शन। ट्रुथ टेबल रिडक्शन में क्या होता है? वी ट्राई टू ट्रांसफॉर्म द इनपुट्स टू प्रॉब्लम ए into a fixed number of inputs to problem. So this is not about all inputs to problem A into all inputs to problem B. We try to transform the inputs to problem A into fixed number of inputs to problem B such that the output of the original problem can be expressed as the function of the output for B. So this is not about that the output should be same, but this is about the output of the original problem should be the function of the output for B, some function, and that function should be common for all the inputs. ठीक है? तो that function जो मैप करता है into the output must be same for all the inputs. ये नहीं है कि आप फंक्शन ही चेंज करते रहिए, एक इनपुट के लिए एक फंक्शन, दूसरी इनपुट के लिए दूसरा फंक्शन। ये जो मैपिंग फंक्शन है जो ओरिजिनल प्रॉब्लम की आउटपुट को बी के साथ मैप करेगा, दैट फंक्शन शुड बी द सेम एंड इट इज रिप्रेजेंटेड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ ट्रुथ टेबल। The third one is Turing reduction. We want to transfer the problem A into problem B. What is the idea? The idea is that we want a problem A to a problem B is an algorithm that solves problem A using polynomial number of calls to a subroutine for problem B. So what we want is we want to find if the subroutine of a particular problem can solve another problem, and then we will recursively or one by one call those subroutines to solve the overall problem. Okay, and the total time taken should be equal to the polynomial time. This is more general type of reduction, whereas many to one is a restrictive reduction. Now I am going to give you a certain examples of what we mean by a reduction. Can be very basic reduction and can be very complex reductions. We will see those complex later on. But here at the bottom is given an example of two problems, and let's see what we can do. So this is let us suppose a problem for which already an algorithm is known. So we already know an algorithm to solve ax square plus bx plus c, and we want to, this is a new problem in hand, and we want to find an algorithm for the same. So should I start writing an algorithm for this problem? Maybe no, because I already know an algorithm for solving this problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see if I can reduce this problem to this. Now, how I can reduce this problem to this is if I say OX 0x square plus 3x plus 4. I hope it is clear. So what we have here is that what we have done is we have added 0x square in front of the 3x plus 4. Now this problem has been reduced to this one. You can see that both the problems are the same. Only by adding this thing in front of the other original equation that we have, we are able to achieve that. So now that we already know an algorithm for solving this, that same algorithm can be applied. Input क्या होगा इसमें A, B and C है. आप मान के चलिए कि इस केस में A will always be 0, B and C हमें given. Is it clear? I hope it is clear. This is very basic, but obviously cannot start with a very complex problem. So we are starting with a very basic problem so that you can understand what is the reduction. So let's take the second example of that is finding the adjacent cities. अब हमें जब एक पिक्चर दिया जाता है लेट अस से किसी ग्राफ के लिए, तो मैं यहाँ पर वो ड्रॉ कर देता हूँ. कुछ इस तरह से एक मैप है एक सिटी का. तो इसी तरह से बाउंड्रीज जो होती हैं उनकी आपस में लगी होती हैं. मैप के अंदर नेबरिंग स्टेट्स होती हैं, किसी की नेबरिंग स्टेट्स नहीं होती हैं. अब मान के चलिए ये एक सिटी है ए, ये एक सिटी है बी, ये एक सिटी है सी और ये एक सिटी है डी. तो हम क्या चाहते हैं कि वी वांट टू फाइंड आउट द नेबरिंग सिटीज ग्राफ की फॉर्म में. तो ए के नेबर कौन है, एडजेसेंट नोड लगा देंगे कि ए के नेबर कौन है. ए का नेबर बी है. यहाँ आप देख सकते हैं दोनों की बाउंड्रीज आपस में जुड़ी हुई हैं. बी की बाउंड्री किसके साथ जुड़ी हुई है, बी की बाउंड्री सी के साथ जुड़ी हुई है. ये आप देख सकते हैं. Isn't it? This is very clear. सी की बाउंड्री किसी और के साथ भी जुड़ी हुई है. सी की बाउंड्री जो है वो ए के साथ भी जुड़ी हुई है. तो ठीक है, हम यहाँ से जोड़ देते हैं. एंड द लास्ट वन इज डी. यहाँ पर एक डी है. तो डी किसके साथ जुड़ा हुआ है, डी सिर्फ सी के साथ जुड़ा है. कुछ इस तरह से. तो हमें यही तो बनाना है और इसको रिप्रेजेंट करना है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ सम मैट्रिक्स और सम प्रॉब्लम. तो व्हाट इज आवर न्यू प्रॉब्लम? आवर न्यू प्रॉब्लम इज कि अगर हमें कोई गिवन मैप है तो वी वांट टू शो द एडजेसेंसी ऑफ द वेरियस सिटीज की एडजेसेंसी को शो करना चाहते हैं. तो उसको शो करने के लिए हमारे पास एक ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग प्रॉब्लम है जिसके बराबर हम ले जा सकते हैं इस प्रॉब्लम को, विच इज नोन एज ग्राफ कलरिंग प्रॉब्लम. ग्राफ कलरिंग प्रॉब्लम को इस प्रॉब्लम के लिए कैसे शो कर सकते हैं? बाय यूजिंग द डिफरेंट कलर्स. मींस जिन सिटीज एडजेसेंट हैं उनके लिए एक कलर यूज किया जा सकता है और जो दूसरी एडजेसेंसी है उनके लिए कलरिंग स्कीम जो है वो अलग से शो की जा सकती है. So multiple colors if it is related with multiple cities. So that means can we reduce the problem of finding adjacent cities to a graph coloring problem? The answer is yes, it is possible. And then we can use the graph coloring algorithm to also implement it on the finding adjacent cities. That is called reducibility. So I hope that you are able to understand the basics of what is reduction. Okay. Now our objective is कि हमने reduction करनी क्यों है, so that हमारे पास जब भी कोई एक NP space में problem आती है हम लोग उसको reduce कर सकें into a SAT problem. SAT problem में क्यों reduce कर सकें? क्योंकि कुक ने already बोला है that SAT problems are NP complete. तो अगर हम लोग किसी भी problem को SAT पर में रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं, तो विच मीन्स दैट प्रॉब्लम इज ऑल्सो अ एनपी कंप्लीट प्रॉब्लम।